Well, I ain't first class, but I ain't white trash. I'm wild and a little crazy too. Some girls don't like boys like me. Oh, but some girls do. I gotta mute this now. I just had to make sure. What a great open. Damn. All of a sudden, welcome to the Waning Interest Podcast. I'll explain in a second. The smallest click on the internet, as you can see. Proud of it. Proud of it. What'd you say now? That's right. I got the Lisa laugh back. But the thing is, it's been a while. I haven't used StreamYard in a while. And for some reason, using the little drops, when you, to explain it, which I got hours to spend, so why not? You can pull up a bunch of stuff on the bottom here that you can't see. A bunch of stuff that you can play or stick up. Here, I'm going to show you. You can stick it up here. See, so I could change that. So in order to have that in the logo, you put it in this little storage unit of a few things you could put. You put videos, you could put pictures. You can do that and bring them up. But you're supposed to. It used to stay in the same layout. See, because there's different layouts on StreamYard that you can use with, if you've got a whole bunch of people or whatever, or you want to just be in the bottom corner while everything else is taking up what you're showing, like a shared screen or something like that. All this stuff. I want it to stay like this, but every time you pull something up new, see, and that's the thing. See, it would have timed right but watch how it changes, and I've got it set exactly how it looks. I hit the Lisa laugh now because it was gone. Look what it does. And then it takes forever to play, and then it jumps to this. What is this shit? See, this is exactly why I haven't paid for StreamYard in 2 years, because they bumped up the thing from $25 for the lowest thing to pay for, so you can have your own logo and not have theirs and look better, and have a good amount of hours a month. And they bumped it all. They didn't go from $25 to 30 or to 26 or 7 or 8. No, they jumped it. They just went bam. Oh, guess what? We're bumping it up to 45. What the fuck, man? Oh, see, I'm screwing it up. I should be doing this like this. See what I'm saying, right? But because, see, and now I'm all twisted. There, we're getting comfortable. Come on, it's only been, how many minutes? Oh my God, this much time left? Only 3 minutes? Already feels like an hour. Lisa, stop it! I really missed the Lisa chuckle during the Flat Earth Dave Whip 160. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's probably the best. I just had to do a little Flat Earth, and boom, one of the best numbers the Whip has ever done. Thanks, Dave. Have you checked it out? It's pretty cool. It's cool because it's both of us. It's not just me. I really wanted it to be me, because I've seen so many. I'd seen before I had him on. I'd seen so many videos of Dave's from other interviews, so I knew most of his stuff. He's got a line. He's got a way to do it to make it simpler, because he's been doing it for so long. And I was just gonna sit back and go, Dave, tell him, give him all of it. Just sit back. I'm just gonna hang and just pop in here and there. Next thing you know, we're talking about ET, and how it's about DMT and mushrooms. Oh, I just got a text from my daughter. She's going on a motorcycle ride with her stepdad. That's pretty cool. Alrighty then. See, and now this has got a delay. Man, that should have hit, and because it's already up there on the screen. Jesus, 2 years. 2 years it's been. You bump up your money, StreamYard, but your shit is shittier. That was a good one, right? Right? That should have happened a second earlier. So then you got to learn. All right, so it's not there. It's not right. So you got to be You got to be smart and just basically to do it like you're stepping on yourself, right? See, makes it a little tighter, huh? You son of a bitch! I said tighter. See, you gotta figure it out. All right, drop that. All right, what are we doing? Whoops, I just popped off my screen. Well, this is new. Oh, you know what I think's going on? The THC oil just might be hitting. Speaking of motorcycles, unfortunately, that wasn't my daughter that I just heard because she's in another state, but that was kind of funny, huh? Hey, guys, my daughter's about to go for a motorcycle ride. All of a sudden, vroom, vroom, a goom, goom, a zoom, zoom, a be this, make this right, right? Thank you. There you go. It's all about the timing. So how are you? Oh, I can't hear you, so I guess it's all me. Anyway. Oh, here's one today. Two today. Just from today. I mean, I got a bunch of stuff that I've been wanting to do for a bunch of days. And I've just been putting this off. And then I realized, hey, man, everybody's off. Everybody's off. Maybe I'll go live and grab a bunch of people. Right in the tape. So, but that won't happen. It's all gonna come later because I follow the haste Jesus was. Oh, by the way, this is Whip Uno Seis Uno. But going by the Jesus thing is, you don't want your riches here. You do good here to get the riches later. You keep it, and and getting much better at it. Being 54, a lot of the stuff that you're like, Speaking of which, need a cigarette. Don't do those anymore. No, but yeah, save you. You want the treasures, the later treasures, because these treasures here are all bullshit, because they're not eternal. Here, it's just a bunch of. It's so fucking fake, isn't it? It so reminds me every day more and more of the Star Trek episode. I can't remember the original series episode where they go back to the OK Corral, but it's kind of like this really shitty, almost like they're doing a play. I'm like, wait, what is this? Anyway, you probably not most whips. I would think most whips. Anybody that likes to hang out with me would also be a Star Trek fan. Wow. The Cali Rise. I forgot about that too. Is it Cali Rise? From Dosey Doe and Gray? Little shout out there. Not that I get any money, but they are cool. What was it? Cali Sunrise? Yeah, that's what I got right here. I forgot I did that. That's how good it is. So yeah, I've got that and the cannabis oil, the THC oil, which is more for the innards, keep from getting any kind of cancers, because we do this shit. But anyway, the riches, right? The riches, that's what I was at. You want those later, so fuck most of this bullshit. Don't chase the ring. The ring is bullshit. You turn into a golem. It's that simple. So quit chasing and let's do that revolution thing, right? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? But at the same time, that's what I've been thinking about lately. So I wanted to get that out real quick because I'll go in later. More. Did you hear that little rumble? Wow, that's incredible. The tomatoes doing their work. So today, watched a few podcasts and had a couple of pops, like, oh shit, got to talk about this next time. You want a new drinking game? If you really want to take that last test, or do I want to drink anymore, or do I want to give this shit up because I'm tired of feeling like a syphilis-ridden donkey dick in the morning or the afternoon or whenever it is you wake up. You want to take that last test. It just hit me today. Um, what is it? Hair Metal Guru. I can't remember the dude's actual name. I've watched a whole bunch of his podcasts. Really cool guy. He's a former serviceman. Memorial Day, and then a teacher, and now he does this podcast. I just watched his recent one with Vicky Hamilton, who was the original manager of Guns N' Roses and Poison and Stryper before they were actually called Stryper, and who else? Faster Pussycat. Vicky Hamilton, you can't. She was part of the Sunset Strip of the '80s thing. But oh my God, 90 minutes of him talking to her. She's great. It's awesome. It's fantastic. I'd hang out with her. But you cannot. I'm not picking on her. Because it's so obvious. It's just noticeable. Anybody's going to notice it. Pull that up. Go search it. And take a drink every time she says, you know. You will be fucking hammered in 5 minutes. Swear to God. The woman says it after every second sentence. I love her. She's great. So much information, done a lot. She's, because of her, I'm a gunner. And at one point, she hit it so hard saying, it almost sounded like a fucking song. Like, oh, I wonder, maybe the guys, that's why they hung out with her so, but Axl lived with her for like 6 months. Like, they got some melodies from the way she would just be talking and then pop off with it, I bet that's where they came up with a lot of shit. That's how deep Vicky goes. If I can say that. Oh, what? That's already over. See? Oh, I'm like her already. 12 minutes in, I've already overused that fucking drop. So, now let's go back to, seriously, play that drinking. You will be fucking hammered in 5 minutes. All right, give it 10, depending on the person and how you drink. But, oh my God. So, anyway. So now, if I want to switch to another drop, one of my favorites, look what happens. Right. So that, and that does that. When I've got it set, I've gone into the other settings, and I've unchecked every single other setting except for this one. For some reason, though, it just keeps dropping back every time I change something. You son of a bitch. Oh, man! Jesus Christ! See what I'm saying? Speaking of Jesus, thank you, Pete. Oh, man! Jesus Christ! Now watch. Now I just want to go back to the logo. Just like it was. But that works. Fuck you, StreamYard. Oh, that reminds me of something that's not even on the list. And I'm telling you, are you hammered yet? Are you watching Vicky Hamilton in the background? Hair Metal Guru. It's the newest podcast. And then I watched another one with him and 3 guys who are Motley Crue fans. And they were going over the 94 Motley Crue album with John Corabi. And 3, the youngest dude. Meh. But they all basically agreed on the next album, Generation Swine, was shit. That was funny. And of course, this is not ready to go, so I nudge it what it does. So I'm trying to carry so it goes, and it won't fucking go. My God, how long will this take? Jesus Christ. Oh my God. StreamYard, you fucking blow. I just paid fucking $45 again for this shit. I didn't ask to go to that screen. I've taken that screen off the thing. You just keep going right to it. You bunch of fucking jackass retread. See, you didn't even play the fucking... and you cut the fucking drop. From my ear, that was all like a shitty fucking phone connection. Instead of it actually being clear, I have no idea.
Oh, man, Jesus Christ!
Right? StreamYard. And it's funny, too, because all the podcasts I watch, everybody complains about you. You guys fucking suck. That's why I only did the monthly thing and didn't buy the year prescription. You fucking big pharma twats. Hey, Wayne, you might want to stop doing that while you're alive. They could just shut you right off. Fuck you. Eat a dick. You stupid fuck.
Oh, man, Jesus Christ!
Jackasses. This is why I love Pete. My God. Oh! Anyway, let's not be pissy. It's a holiday, right? See? Watch this. I just wanted to go back to Lisa. Waiting. Didn't even fucking play it. I didn't even hear it in my ear. I bet if I go back, I'll hear it. It played, but I wouldn't know it. It didn't go in my ear, and it jumped the fucking screen again. You fucking twats. You fucking suck. Jesus H. Christ, man. Oh, I didn't mean to repeat the Pete thing. Repeat the Pete. I didn't mean that either. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's not do it. But we did it. Anyway. Another podcast I was watching that made me go a ba-boom. JT Follows JC. If you want to look that one up. Joe Telford. Cool dude. If you watch a few minutes of him, I swear you're going to go, he and Noenis, us, need to shoot the shit. That'd be pretty cool. I think it would be just as cool as me and Flat Earth Dave. I think so. Because it actually goes to the Flat Earth thing. They were talking about some Flat Earth. Him and a co-host of his named Brian, who Brian is very similar to Vicky Hamilton with her, you know. They could be a fucking duo. Brian and Vicky should be like Sonny and Cher. You know, like, you know, you like, you know, like, you know, you like, you know, like, you know, like, you know, no, like. Fuck! That should have been fucking tighter. Anyway, yeah, Brian and his like. Like, bro, it's demons. It's demons, bro. Like, do, bro. Demons, bro. Demons, like, bro. Demons, bro. Sorry, Brian. I fucking love you. You're hilarious. And you spit, we spit the same shit. Pretty much. But it was him, it was JT, Brian, and another guy. I think he was English. I don't think he was Australian. He had an accent, but I was doing other things while I was just catching it. And he was either UK or an Aussie, but I think it was UK. And he's trying to explain his version of the flat Earth sort of stuff, where he's talking about the globe, and of course he mentions the being inside of a globe, like a snow globe. And I'm thinking, because I'm a old twat, the end, the final shot from the show. Remember? Calm down. Trying to calm this down, What is it with my belly? My belly? Was it the cheese or was it the tomatoes? I think it was both. Shut the fuck up. Oh, it could be the beer adding on top. Did you hear that? I heard a little... I can't wait to go back. What minute is that? Remember to go back at 1929. Shut the fuck up. Do you do that when your belly starts doing that shit? Literally talk to it. Intelligent design. Yeah, it's telling you, hey, get intelligent. Don't put that on top of that. See what I'm saying? Anyway, this dude from the UK-ish, whatever, St. Elsewhere, that's where I ended. The last shot from the show, Ow! God damn it. That hurt. Got my finger caught in my hair. Guess it's time to cut it. Ow! And I had to do it right in front of it. It's like poking your eye right in front of everybody. Poking yourself in the eye. All right, I'm about to fucking cry. Because that wasn't tight. Boy, I've said that before. Anyway, the show Saint Elsewhere, which to me, I know there was doctor shows, hospital shows before that, but to me, like Saint Elsewhere is like the godfather or the dad of ER. And then, of course, shitty little grandkids is Grey's Anatomy. Anyway, but St. Elsewhere, where Denzel Washington, David Morse, Howie fucking Mandel, William Daniels, the voice of Kit from Knight Rider. My God, so many fucking people. So many actors that got bigger. Anyway, the last shot of that fucking show, turns out it's one of the doctor's autistic son. Well, they didn't call it autism at the time, I don't think. Maybe they did. I don't know. But the fucking thing, and it was, what's his name? Hillary Swank's, I think, ex-husband's brother, I think, or Chad something, little kid, blonde kid. He's kind of, mentally challenged. And he's just looking in a snow globe. The whole thing, it's the whole show. It turns out they're trying to say the whole show was him just looking in a fucking snow globe and watching them all. Watching the whole fucking thing that happened. It was just him watching it in a snow globe. Anyway, that's what popped into my head when this guy did his description of being sort of in a snow globe, but a little different. It's not just so flat, flat, whatever. Anyway, then, because one of my things is how I try to, what finally popped for me when it comes to, one of the things that popped for me besides mushrooms, that made spirituality help pop for me to understand certain things is when hearing Alan Watts talk about the thing like everything's one. I get that. And then I felt it, tripping. But like still, how do you put that into words? And when he said, how your eye is backwards and then it gets flipped. Whatever you see out there, it's flipped. And I've said this on the podcast before. It's backwards, but then boom, we see it correctly. Well, at the same time, you're also always looking in the mirror. So we think of it as we're looking out, but it's actually the same as it was, if you know what I'm saying. Where it seems like we're spiritual, the whole thing of we're all one. You're always looking in the mirror. Yes, you look in a mirror. Oh yeah, that's you. Ew. And then, but everything else is actually really you. That's why love your neighbor like yourself. Treat others like you treat it, because you don't harm others because you're really harming yourself. Blah, 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 blah. All those fucking things. It's the same thing. In reality, you really are looking in the fucking mirror. But you always forget that because of our stupid, shitty, twat, demon system. And Satan's little season that some people say, including JT, that they fuck that up, and that's what's hard to grab hold of because of all the bullshit they fuck with our heads with, because that's what demons do. And if you're not careful, you could be a demon too. Write that down. So it's all boom. I'm looking at you. Yeah, like I said this to Dave, right? And I've said this to others on the podcast. Like, yeah, I think I said it to Dave on the Flat Earth thing. I think I said this, if I remember, in Whip 160. I believe I did. Anyway, you already heard it. So there, I did that. But because I've been saying that, using that Alan Watts quote for many years, not quote, but I paraphrased the shit out of it. Is that what that noise is? No. Then this dude from the UK-ish says, so they start, and him and JT, I think they're all start going back about, hey, wait a minute, now we can, keep the I thing, and wait, let's do this. I, because the I is always part of all the bullshit, and the good shit, two sides, Wicked Witch of the West, Wicked Witch of the East, light, dark, angel, demon. Damon, hey Damon, how you doing? Oh, that's a song that the New Creatures are adding to a set. Devil Came Up to Boston. Devil Came Up. Fuck, that's funny. Look that shit up. Devil Came Up to Boston. Can't remember the dude that does it. Can't remember the name. It never sticks. You always have those things that never stick. Kind of like where I was a second ago. Anyway, the eye thing. Keep going with the eye. All-seeing eye, blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe that's what it. So the globe, going back to the globe. Well, let's take it another step and go, wait, a globe, if you want, you turn it like this out, so you're holding it sort of on its side, whatever. So that's kind of like an eyeball. So we're in an eyeball. Eyeball of the universe. The gods, good and bad. Blah, blah, blah. So you don't, yeah. Because I don't even like to say the flat earth anyway, because so many fucking people have said this too. Oh, it's flat? Oh, so there's no mountains? What the fuck? I don't even think I was ever dumb enough to say that. Because I really try hard. I wasn't born with the shit that I'm spewing. So I've said so many stupid things. And that's the other thing. Oh yeah, I've done that. Oh, that's why I try not to be so much of a dink. That's the part of, I used to not be so good at it. I just jump. Oh, what the fuck? Like the Doug Stanhope thing. Yeah, you guys are laughing at me. I'm a funny twat. But you know what? I'm also one of those cunts that'll fucking, give you shit tomorrow for something that I just learned yesterday. That's funny. It's confessional and self-deprecating without going too far. Doug can go pretty far. Yeah, those goddamn shoes. See, people gave him shit for doing the thing with those Herb Tarlick 70s shoes. Those things are going to hurt your feet, man. There's not enough support. And now he's putting up videos where him and Bingo go to the foot thing and they're wearing these fucking old people shoes. You should have listened, Douglas. It's so fucking funny. And speaking of that, Doug, watch, oh shit, which special is it? The one fucking, he's my prior, and I can't think of this special. The one where he does the football thing, the gay football thing. What is that? AIDS on any given Sunday. But the way he does the thing where he does this one part where he, like a clown across the fucking stage, the way he does this fucking dance, that image will forever be stuck in this stupid head who's live on the internets with like nobody watching yet until 10 years after I'm tits up, which is exactly how I want it. That was where you should have said this, you know what I'm saying? Oh, by the way, hi Lisa. I sent Lisa a lot of funny shit on Facebook. Funny shit. And every time I hit send, I hear her. Yeah, I think it's funny. You don't? Fuck yo. One day. So is it coming through? How come I don't even have... Is it because I don't see the comments? Are they showing the comments? Show. Hide. Oh. I thought it was saying to show, because I thought it was telling me there was something to show. But no, that's the thing to hit. To show. Show? See, are we done yet? Only 30 minutes? Oh my God, I plan on going 6 hours. Wow. Not really. You know what I'm saying? All right, that's enough of that. Anyway. What do you mean? What the fuck? Where's the logo? Why is my logo not up there? I just added that. Now I see it. Again. Now, because I put that up, I don't have the Lisa Chuckle or the Pete Weber JC to say to finish, to use as a punch after again saying fuck you, StreamYard. Wow, you really make people not want to fucking do it. It's almost like oh God, they're destroying everything on purpose. Sounds, I can only think of the letter J. Anyway, what do you think of that? The eyeball thing, because that's one. It hit me right away as soon as he said that. I'm like, whoa, whoa, that's new. That made a little volcano right about here in the head. Little, whoa, dude. It's an eyeball. So, let's do that. Make this a little more fun. I can do the share screen thing. Go to the Googles. Give me a tick. Let's go to the Googles. Right? What is it? For images. Eyeball. Looking up. Let's see what we get. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on with my screen? Is it because I got all this shit going? What do we got? What, images. Because I know this look. Oh, that's fucking funny. There's like what am I trying to think? I know I'm trying to say. Movie trailer. What movie trailer? Movie trailer. Movie poster. Movie poster. That's what I wanted to type in there. Movie poster. Eyeball looking up movie poster. Where's one looking up? I know there's. Let's go share screen. Studio. Present or invite. Share screen. Sharing screen. Easiest with two monitors. Works for your computer. Share audio. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, share screen. What are we going with? This. Share. What does it look like? Oops, and then I hit remove because the fucking thing's popping around. You son of a bitch. Add stage. What was I looking at? Is that moving it there? No, it's moving over here. So what was I know, isn't there a movie poster where kind of like this one? My Little Lie. So this is kind of what it made me think of, something like that. But isn't there more of a more famous movie that has an eyeball like right at the bottom? Go back. How do you go back? Go back. How do you go back? You know how to go back, you stupid son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? And then, like stuff like this. I mean, that almost that makes it like other people are seeing this shit, understanding it in a different way. But I've never heard anybody spew it. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't that neat? Okay, now add that. See, Jesus, man, this thing, it used to be so much smoother. You guys are really fucking horrible. And I was thinking about going to fucking, like, what is it? There's Riverside, I think, is another one that's like StreamYard that some people are using. I should have gone ahead and tried them. But most of my stuff, like the logo and all the crap, is already here in the StreamYard thing, and I figured I'd give him another shot. No, we're having fun. We're having fun. But it would be nice to. Oh, that's right. I'm in the smallest click on the internet. That's why I don't have anybody asking me any or putting any fucking saying, "Hey, yeah, I get you, baby." So nobody's watching. It's just you. It's okay. Just shut the fuck up. No, don't do that. I would have hit it right there. But I would also have a whole because of this when I was testing. I didn't bother bringing in other stuff, which I could right now. But there's other shit to run the whole about. How many more minutes we got? What is that? 36. And what do you get to 60? How do you get that? 44. John Riggins. Well, that's cool, because you used to be a Washington Redskins fan, and now you hate the fucking NFL. That's right. I want all the fucking money back that my dad spent on the NFL for shit for me as a kid and as an adult for years. My dad deserves a fucking refund for the bag of shit that the NFL has become. Wow. My dad deserves a refund. Let's make that let's make that a hashtag. I just want it to be a fucking saying. Because my dad deserves it. He's a Vietnam vet. Just saying, sir. The NFL blows. Hey, have you heard about them? A lot of people now are truly understanding how rigged all this shit is and what a fucking show. It's almost embarrassing. It's like they're sticking it in your fucking face. But that's good because it means it's coming to an end. Because when they do that, people go, oh yeah, I'm really fucking tired of that. The flopping in the NBA. We really had it good with Michael in the 90s. Wow. And Bird and Magic and all the other guys. All the other guys besides Michael, too. Pippen. And it was just so much fucking better. The 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. That's it. It ended. Pantera came to an end for the most part. Skid Row was done. The original Skid Row. Guns N' Roses for a long time. And it really, just shit, being in radio through the 90s, the last, 94? So, last 3/4 of the 90s, I was in radio and corporate. That was my side of corporate. Everybody, you guys know your version of the corporate shit that took over, and watching everything going, and every few months going, can't get any worse than this. Then you find yourself 2 years down the road going, I'm getting tired of saying it can't get any worse than this. We all have the story in versions. Mine was radio. Yours was whatever. Doesn't matter. Same shit. It was you. Your main character. So do you ever notice that? Just realized. Your main character. That's using both versions of your. Back to back. That's a fucking great punk band name. Your main character. So it's YOU apostrophe E YOUR main character. Where else do you use those two where else do you use that back to back? Of course you can change the end. But why would you? Your main character. Main character is, how can you get better than that? Know what I'm saying? I'd hit the Lisa laugh, but there's no fucking time. I mean, there's times. Too much fucking time. That's the problem. I want it to be tight. But obviously a little wet. See, I'm just going to do it for her. Hey, hell, how many years have I been saying that? Did it play? I didn't hear it. You fucking jerk-offs. Oh, you guys fucking suck. It wasn't that bad. You could fucking go back and forth. It would toggle, and it would toggle right. It would toggle correctly. And the fucking drop would play all the way through. So then it would reset itself. So then when you played it again, it wouldn't stop. It wouldn't start. It wouldn't. What a piece of, I feel like Neil Rogers. That's cool. Back to the mid-90s when shit was good. When shit was good. So there really was basically a Y2K. Because the quality drop-off just... But especially at the end of this quarter. At the end of the quarter. The end of the quarter. It's 2026 now, but by the end of the last... Jesus Christ, it started 20 in, right? No, it's not started, but it started a big notice for everybody. That's another thing. A lot of the new podcasts that that have popped up with shit that I've in the last few months or so become a watcher of. A lot of them talk about how they started their podcast because of the COVID, the fake COVID. Boom. Write that down. There's a new... Nah, it's not. It's more about the melody, but that's not original. It was just, something that popped. Oh, and I'm looking over at my Instagram. There's Demon Erasers right now. Oh, there actually was. I did that whole thing about, with Vicky and Brian, but there actually is there was a TV show called Yeah, Jennifer Grey, right? In the 90s or the 2000s. I don't know. I didn't watch the fucking thing. Ew. But they're also, and that was there. And the other thing that brings you to the 90s being the end is realizing at this point how subversive a lot of that shit was that we enjoyed. Seinfeld. It's no longer funny to me. I think you can figure out why. I can't say that Friends isn't still funny because fucking Matthew Perry and even Schwimmer being one of those guys, fucking they're fucking funny. When the folks that the things that I'm the sect that I'm talking about, I'm not going to take away that they're not fucking funny. They can be some funny sons of bitches. Hilarious. And their organization, spot on. You got to give them credit when credit is due. But I still... Pivot! That's some fucking funny shit. But it wasn't the greatest. I mean, the greatest fucking sitcom to me of all time, and the godfather of today's stuff, or the stuff that followed. Larry Sanders Show. I'd watch that before I'd watch Friends. But the Friends thing, even though there was great moments, you can't lie, there was great moments, but was it the best? No. It was more about the hangout, because that was one of those shows that you fucking hung out with friends to watch. The show was called fucking Friends, and a lot of people watched it. They'd get together with, a group and fucking watch that shit. Oh, geez, you found your own... Hey, I'm like Vicky Hamilton, It was more about that. I think that's what the true stick of that show. A lot of funny moments, but overall, it was more about the hang with groups of folks. Like so many people would do that. An ex-girlfriend of mine, after after my divorce, she and I would go to, what was it? Was it Lost? She had some friends that would, was it, well, no, yeah, it was the same group of friends. First they would do the Lost thing and went over once for that. What was the other show that they did that they were into and would watch every week together? It was like fucking 8, 9 people. And of course, I walked in with a 12-pack. What the hell was that show? The last one I remember the most. Anyway, do people do that anymore? No. Do they still get together to watch, sports more? But actual TV shows, because most TV shows fucking suck. Do you watch network television still? Don't. Those are fucking demons. One of the most demonic things in your house that you can bring into your house is putting your television on any network. You should only be watching shit on fucking cool shit on YouTube and not the network, the YouTube channel of the fucking networks. Don't do that. You want to see network shit? You're going to see plenty of it if you go on Twitter and follow the right stuff. And see people giving you the real news beforehand. How much time we got? Oh my God, 14 more fucking minutes. So let's drag this. What? You got a whole list. All this shit. And what are you worried about? You learned how to. Oh. Might as well throw it down here. Something else that's new. Ron Bennington. I've talked about the Ron and Ron show on the Whip a lot. I have, because that show was one of the many things that got me got me into radio, made me want to get into radio. Huge fan beforehand. Write that one down. Huge fan beforehand. See what I'm saying? Yo, that reminded me. That was like I was standing. It's like the episode from Breaking Bad where Jesse's on the front porch with Jane, where everybody and the lies going around that Jesse killed the meth guy, and the biker pulls up. They banged me. It pulls off. That's what that kind of felt like with that bike just riding off like that. Anyway, the fuck was I just saying? Oh shit, I got lost with that. Oh man, it'll come back. 13 minutes, it'll come back. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. I'm afraid that one's not coming back. Because it's not on the list. Shit, that was a the train. Was it a Neil thing? Was it a Neil thing? Was I talking about WIRD before? Probably was. Oh, Ron Bennington. Thank you. Whoever did that. Wink. Get it? I'm looking up my eye and I'm winking, saying thank you. The globe thing, it's a callback. That's what that's called. It's called a callback. It's called the callback. It's called I'm Vicky Hamilton, Like I'm Brian. Bro, it's demons, bro. Sorry, that was just for me. I looked at saw my retarded face on the screen. I hadn't looked up in a bit. Ron Bennington. The Ron and Ron show, Florida. Yeah, I was a big fan beforehand. And then a few years later went, hey, I think I'm going to get on the job. But then it turns out, I was like, I know my dad worked at fixed machines at DC 101. And so I was like, yeah, it was actually, yeah, it really was. My dad, following love, just took another step. Then wait a minute, no. My grandfather used to have all this radio shit in the room that I would, the guest room at their house, there was, he had a whole setup and a fucking map, flat earth map. I just found a picture recently. Remember, I sent it to Bark Hoffman. But it's not on that phone because I sent that before I got my new phone, which blew out all the media from the previous text, kept texts, but all the media is blown out. My grandparents, that guest room where I would sleep when I'd stayed there, there was a desk there with old ham radio. He'd talk to people all across the fucking world. Um, what the hell, all that stuff. And I'm like, wait, oh, that's the core of me getting into radio. Used to fucking, it was like my grandfather was almost like an Art Bell. And not that Art Bell was the beginning of anything, but just that's sort of, and that's what I always think of when I think of that room and all that old gear. It just, I don't know, it just has the sound of Art Bell's voice. And if I keep smoking, I'm pretty much going to sound like Art Bell. Pretty close. But we're not in the desert. We're in the mighty tundra of the middle of Maine. And making sure we stay very far away from that fucking turd called Stephen King. Oh my God, I can't remember. Oh, I can't believe we used to look up to that guy. It sucks too, because Stand By Me is still one of my favorite movies. Why don't you go home and fuck your bleep some more? One of the greatest lines in movie history. Stand By Me. What a great one. That I never. A lot of people would assume that I skipped school a lot when I was a kid. I hated doing that. I only did it a few times because everything. It was like being constipated. It's like my fucking homework doubled. Fuck that. So I didn't bother. But I remember one time that I did. Me and my buddy Larry Cole, we decided we were walking in. Oh, I think we had smoked some weed, and at that time when I was in high school, I could not smoke weed and be around anybody, be in school. And I went in and I thought I took like I think I only took one hit in the parking lot, thinking that it wasn't even going to phase me because it seemed like it would take a lot at first, the first few times, because the first few times it didn't even work. It was shit weed, but anyway, you never know. It's like it's probably like a. Anyway, get to the fucking door of the school and we go. I don't want to go in. I don't want to go. Yeah, fuck that. And we went to a store and we got a pizza. And they also rented movies, little fucking VHS, and it was just a little thing. Was it the Penny Road store? Yeah. And we rented Stand By Me. Came back to this fucking house, ate a pepperoni and extra cheese pizza, and watched Stand By Me again. And the funny thing was, we both had quit smoking Marlboro Reds for like a month or so. We had stopped because we'd started smoking. You know, we'd been, but not smokers. Like, speaking of which, where are my fucking cigarettes? Did I not bring them? Oh, whew. Anyway, you know, it was the early days, 15. And I had stopped. And I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. I'm getting this. Anyway, after that fucking scene where they camp out and they tell the story about the whole. Oh, here's the. Oh yeah, in these last few minutes, I'll end it with this. When they're eating, and then they had stolen some cigarettes and they were all smoking. You know, they're doing the looking like douchebags. That's when a cigarette tastes best, after a meal. I still remember being in that living room right out there, watching that, and I went, man, dude, let's go get some Marlboro Reds. I wanted this cigarette immediately, and it had been weeks. That's fucking funny. Just remembered that. Holy shit. And then, one of the funniest moments of that movie is when they're talking about, because the movie takes place in is it the late 50s, right? Or the early 60s, or whatever, with Mickey Mouse Club thing. And they have the joke about, anybody notice that Annette's tits are getting bigger? I can barely see the A and the E anymore on her shirt, because it says Annette. Jump. I've told this before on the whip, but I know there's a bunch of new folks. Years later, I dated Annette's daughter, which is fucking funny. She was sweet, just for a bit. It was their dogs that made me go, I'm done with this. Easiest way to describe it is if you watch the Osbournes, what was Ozzy always fucking bitching about? Something always all over the floor everywhere. Wouldn't be a problem if magic mushrooms grew out of it. Oh, there's something I saw on Twitter earlier. Oh my god! I don't. Have you seen this one? Oh, we can share the screen again, right? How many? I've got 4 minutes left. What is it? What do we do? How do we do this? Share screen. Where did I do this? Let me go. Where's my thing? Profile. Is that how you pronounce that? Profili? Oh, profile. Let's show this. Why not? This is fucking hilarious. All right, now I've got it set up there. Share screen. Share screen. Let's go. X. Share. Is it sharing? Okay, now it's sharing. So I'll go back. Look at this fucking. Look at this. Watch this shit.
Hey! Hey! Oh, yeah. That's all. Hurry go. Hurry. Hey! Hey! Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm never. Do I really have to say Jesus was a mushroom anymore? Do I have to? I said stop sharing. Do I have to? Oh, okay, turn that off. Stop. Now the fucking thing is playing in my ear now. Oh, God, stop. Oh, Jesus. I'm trying to end this on a smooth note. Did you see that? Shit. Did you see that? I don't know if that was fake or whatever. I don't know. It came. But we know magic mushrooms grow out of cow shit. Birth. You see what I'm saying? You know, because people call me what they call me. Whatever. You know, the stuff that I was talking to Flat Earth Dave about that I've said many times on this podcast, but I don't center on it, even though it is my center. Boy, the way she was holding that thing, eh? It's still, and I don't know, it was just an image that helped me. For me, lines almost everything I've said. It was just an addition to the, kind of like the eyeball thing was an addition to the, oh, wait, another way to look at it. And where it's literally right in our face at all times. I want to know what the fuck that cow. Of course, I know what the cow eats. Man, 54 years old. I think what I'm laughing at most really is the smoothness and how nice. Talk about heaven. I can't remember the last time at 54 years old that I've ever had one that was just so smooth and so, oh, that's got to be all of it. And, oh, wow. You know, the way, you know, when a dog after the, you know, and then you want to act like the way a dog does after they shit. And just like, oh, wow. Almost like they're just having the greatest moment of their life. Because of the wonderful things it does. Anyway, it has been an hour. if I had had some more interaction with the chat, maybe maybe it's fucked up and there's people that have tried to chat. I don't know, but of course I do know. So don't say you don't. Stop. I'm trying to find a really good end, and I'm at the same time while I want to click the end stream, I also want to hit one of my fucking drops to end it all, because it's all about.
Christ!
See, did it play? See, the way it's all choppy on my end, and it's just so ridiculously bad, and it's sad.
Come on, man! Jesus Christ!
See, it's worth seeing the whole thing, isn't it? One more
Come
time.
on, man! Jesus Christ!
Memories. Oh, that reminds me, one of the things I got to do. I think I'm gonna finally go get some balls drilled. Some new balls. I'm gonna get a couple new balls and some shoes, and try to test out the elbow, because I haven't bowled in years because of my elbows. But I think I'm finally gonna go into Portland, and I'm gonna go to a pro shop, and I'm gonna drill up a couple of balls and buy a new pair of shoes and get a bag, because I need a bag for my balls. You know what I'm saying, Lisa? You know what I'm saying, Lisa? I had it all ready to go. Is it doing it? Is it doing it? No, I'm going to have to carry this again like I carry everything else. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Wow, StreamYard, you fucking blow. You fucking blow, StreamYard. You really suck. You've, but at the same time, I'm a professional, and I'm able to take your suck and take the teeth out of it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's end this shit on your balls. So, oh, and thanks. I gotta say thanks to Eric Soar, bass player of the Lords and the New Creatures. One of the bass players of the New Creatures. Let me borrow this, because like I said, my to test my elbows, and because I squeeze hard, because I'm a punker. Stop talking like that. You sound like a douche. He's let me borrow one of his McBasses, and he actually just bought that motherfucker. I think he said he bought it in Florida. While he and Miss Pam were down there for a few months. He retired. They retired. And they did something really cool. Bounced around to a bunch of different Airbnbs, so they weren't just stuck in one town. I mean, they went town to town. I was like, man, that must have been awesome. What a smart way to do it. Instead of just going down for a couple of months and being stuck in one spot, you know, week here, week there, week here, week there. Brilliant. I haven't been back to Florida since 2020. Stop talking like that. Jeez. No, that's not even the one I wanted to hit. See, watch. See, I already hit it. I hit it a long time. See, what did you get? What did you get? Man. Now I'm getting repetitive. It really, really blows. It really blows. Why do you keep shifting that? It just keeps switching. I don't want to be a bitchy. I don't want to. But it's fucking. It's. How do you bump your fucking price? Almost double your price, and you get shittier. It's just, yeah, I'm back to that. Yeah, see, it comes full circle. And I wanted to end, but of course, just as I'm about to end, somebody comes in with, how much did I miss? That reminded me of the a Robin Williams thing. When somebody came in late. Well, this is what you missed. And he did this real quick fucking. Yeah. See, and I was going to try to be tight while being wet as well, of course. And do right at the hour. I was right there with ending it. Right at an hour. Ever tell you that one of the things stand-up specials, from doing stand-up comedy, one of the things I love is like Dan Soder. I think Attell did one. Joe List. Putting out these, and some others that that I don't know, because I'm not as well versed in newer comedians as I used to be. But these folks, instead of putting out an hour, because it used to be called an hour, because it was an hour, they're starting to do like 35 minutes. I think that's fucking perfect. Because after after growing up watching so many, with all these comedy specials being my favorites, like Delirious and Dice stuff and Bill Hicks, even Bill Hicks or Stanhope. There gets to be a point where you're like, all right, I hope this is coming to an end. Kind of like this podcast. Like that, and then doing it and realizing how, Jesus Christ, 10 minutes, that's a lot. Just you. Kind of like an hour. But I've done this. I've gone 4 hours just by myself, babbling like a douche. Like this. That's what we do. You're smiling? I'm glad to hear that, Corvette THC. THC. Oh, that's how I saw it. I saw THC. Anyway, thank you for smiling. That's what it's for. Shit, where was I? Damn. That Cali Summer. Cali Summer? Is that what it was? Cali Sunrise. Jesus, this is awful. Awful fun. Fuck. Did I finish that last thought? I'll think of it as soon as I end the fucking stream. But that was the funny thing. I meant to end it. Oh yeah, tight and wet. That's what I was talking about. I really wanted to hit that out. I really like being. I really do like that. It's driving me fucking crazy. That's my little bit of ADHD or whatever the fuck they call it. That whole thing where you just you can't Oh, Did I unplug the toaster? Did I unplug the coffee pot? Did I unplug that light that I got plugged in? That motion sensor light that I'm charging that I put, because I don't like leaving those batteries plugged in. Did I leave that? How many times? It's almost guaranteed when I go to leave this house, lock it. I'm heading up. How many times I've gotten to the end of the driveway and backed up to check something that I already checked 5 fucking times. That's what it feels like when I'm trying to end something at 109:14 instead of 59:57. Bam. Because now, also at the same time, the fucking number starts popping in about people watching. Like, wait, now you guys are coming in? Did you guys just leave a party? And now I gotta piss. That's one of the other reasons why I thought I timed it just right. But you know what I could do? I know what I could do, because it's not a fucking sprint. I actually did plan on going more than an hour, but because of the way it was going, StreamYard sucking that syphilis-ridden donkey cock. What do I want to pull in? I want to pull up something. I want to pull up one of my little videos I'll play so I can go fucking pee. So I got to go looking through my list here and see which one. I gotta look for a long one, if I can say that. Pighead sucker. And I can't read the ding dang thing. And just calm down. Oh, what's this one? Shit, what'd I just do? Tripping clip. How long is that? Whoa, that's 12 minutes. Should I play 12 minutes? A little best of thing. Or should I play one that's 3:19? Can I piss in 3 minutes and 19 seconds? I don't know about that. I've had a lot of fucking coffee. So that means caffeine and sugar. And then I've had some beer, which means all that fucking garbage and that shit and that stuff. Stop. Chill out, you twat. Right, that was 4 minutes. So that means it's going to be a little sticky. That's 3 minutes. That's only 2.5. But yeah, I'm gonna take it to the 1:30. I'll give myself a few more minutes because I still got a little bit more on my list. But I'm looking for the perfect time. The perfect time. Oh, that one says 4:20. Wrestling. Oh, here's a little best of Nick Searcy. If you remember the show with Timothy Olyphant, Justified. He was Timothy Olyphant's boss. He's been in a ton of shit. He's not wearing a MAGA hat. The hat is it says something else. I worked with him on the movie John Cusack. It was the Gene Hackman, Dustin Hoffman. I forgot the name of the movie. I still get residuals. 2003. I can't remember the movie. Maybe I'll think of it while I'm peeing. But anyways, this is from an old whip. Where is it? Why didn't we go? Where is it? Because I really have to pee. So what happens is when I have to pee, the guest gets to tell the story. Wait. No, I don't want to do that. No, that's funny though. I didn't realize it's him just doing it. No, let's not do that. But that's funny. The clip is well, leave me out of it. Yeah, why not? It said 4:20, 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So I thought, that's fucking hilarious. So let's just go with that. A little best of. To tell a story, the Mr. Nick fucking Searcy. Okay, before I go wet myself at the same time. Oh shit!
Tell a story. That's not asking me a question. That's just putting me on the spot. Well, one of the things we didn't talk about is my adventures into stand-up comedy, which I did. I opened for Rodney Carrington for about a year, off and on, just sort of filling in when his guy wasn't there. And I would tell jokes, but they were probably too many of them were about Democrats, and so and kind of some of the audience got mad. Although they were funny jokes, and it wasn't bad. But the other thing that I did that we didn't get to is I'm a big wrestling fan, and I became friends with a guy named Matt Hardy who wrestled with the Hardy Boys, and we had been when I was on Justified. That's how we got to be friends, and he was wrestling on the indie circuit back then, and I would send out little videos that were like promos for wrestling, sort of dissing his opponents or something, or making fun of the people he was wrestling. And he finally asked me, "Do you want to do a match?" And I said, "Sure." He said, "Well, I'm doing a match. It's in Nashville, Tennessee. This was in 2014. Ring of Honor pay-per-view. It's called Best in the World. It was Ring of Honor Wrestling's first pay-per-view. And Matt was in a tag team match with Mike Bennett, and they were wrestling the Briscoe brothers, who are scary as hell and just hilarious. They're great. But they had me come in and be a manager, and Matt and Mike were the heels, and I was the bad guy manager. And they're setting up this gag. We talk about the match. We basically choreograph the match for about 2 hours. I get there and we're talking through the match, and then you do this. and we did this spot where I was carrying around my Peabody Award, which I won on Justified, and I was going up to the audience and I was saying, this award is for excellence in television, something you losers will never know anything about. And at a certain point in the match, Matt says, "Nick, throw me the Peabody." And so I throw the Peabody Award into Matt Hardy, and he takes it, and he hits one of the Briscoe brothers with it and knocks him down, and tries to pin him. Of course, he kicks out. And then the gag was, I'm supposed to crawl into the ring to get my precious Peabody Award back, but the Briscoe brothers won't give it to me. And I'm screaming at them, "Get your filthy hands off that. You don't deserve to touch that." And and the Briscoe brothers, when we're setting it up, he says, "Yeah, and then you reach for the Peabody Award. I'll kick you in the stomach. I'll hit you on the back, and you lay down in the ring, and Jay is going to drop the elbow on you off the top rope." And I'm like, "He's going to hit me with the elbow?" And I said, "Yeah." And I go, "Well, that sounds like it'll be really funny, but won't that hurt?" And Jay Briscoe goes, "Oh, you'll feel it, but won't hurt you." And then they try to tell me how to take it, how the wrestlers absorb these blows, and lean up off the mat a little bit, cross your arms in front of your chest so that the elbow hits you across the arms and not on the chest. And so we get there, and there's 2,000 people there, and they're screaming and hollering. I get down on the ground, and he's about to drop the elbow, and I look up, and I just involuntarily go, "Holy shit, that guy's about to jump on me." And I just flinch, and I kind of turned away, and he hit me right in the ribs. And it hurt for 6 months. I think he broke my ribs. But I couldn't tell anybody because my wife had told me, "You're going to get hurt. You can't do that. You shouldn't do this. They're going to hurt you." And I was like, I couldn't admit that they'd actually hurt me because then she would be right. But
oh, that's the end? Yeah, that's the end. That was great, Nick. I still can't remember that. Can somebody look up my my resume? Get the name of the movie. I was actually cut out of it, but I still get residual checks. It was a John Grisham book, Runaway Jury. Yeah, we worked together. We did a scene together, and I've told the story to where we had our it was a scene that was cut. There's a part where in the movie when after Gene Hackman tells him to go track down who John Cusack is, he ends up going to this school, where the real character, he finds out his real name, and he goes to his school or his college, and he gets into his files. Well, they cut the part. They just jump right to him in the files when he actually bribed me to get in there. But the movie was there was a lot of shit that was cut out of that movie. But anyway, when we shot the scene, we shared a trailer. And the base camp was in a parking lot across the street from this big building in New Orleans. Some kind of, I don't know if it was a courthouse, an old courthouse, but it was a building it's been there a long time. It's not, that's a whole other thing, history. The other bullshit history. Where are these buildings? Like, how did no, this has been here longer than this. It was one of those old buildings where they shot that at. Well, we had this, he had one side of the trailer at base camp in the parking lot, and I had the other. And there was one point where I get dressed, I fill out my paperwork, do all the stuff, and I'm just in there just going over my lines. And all of a sudden there's this, the fuck? And all of a sudden, and the trailer's kind of like up, it's at an angle. Like, what? Somebody fucking backed into the trailer. So I'm up like this, and I go over to the door and I open it, and it kind of swings open, and I held on to mine. I had to go this way, and Nick's went the other. It was the other way. His swung open. Anyway, I look out, and the PAs are like, "Are you okay? Everything? Sorry about that. Are you okay?" "Oh, yeah, everything's fine." And Nick pops his head out of his door, going, "It's a good thing I wasn't taking a piss." It was hilarious. One of the best moments of being part of that movie. The getting cut out of it was, the worst. But somehow I still get residual checks and my name's in the fucking credits. Thanks, Gary Fleeter. I don't know if it was a mistake, because usually people that are cut out of the movie, they usually don't end up in the credits. Anyway, so yeah, that was a nice little best of. Shit, that was back when I was still doing the whip in the mudroom, which was one of my old bedrooms. Way back in the day, in that era of that whole story with Larry Cole and getting Stand By Me. What's this? Corvette THC. I remember you said you liked news radio. Shit, yeah. That was one of the best ever, too. And I just told this story the other day because we were talking about Phil's. I think I was talking to Eric. Bass that I just showed. I think I was talking to Eric, or maybe it was somebody else. Maybe it was Brandon. I don't know. Telling the story of how in the 90s being in radio and being in news talk radio, and that show being on the air, yeah, it was one of my favorite shows besides Larry Sanders. But Larry Sanders was a little better because it was more adult. It wasn't on network. It was on HBO. So it was a little bit better. But news radio still makes me laugh. And but especially because of Phil Hartman. And did I tell this story to Flat Earth Dave? But yeah, well, also one of the hosts that I used to work for, I worked for in the 90s and also in the 2000s in California, Florida first, it was Phil Hendry. If you haven't heard of Phil Hendry, look him up. But we'd gotten sold, and when we got sold, he was gone. He didn't come with everything that came that stayed with the new ownership. He went out to California, and there was one, and then we moved studios. We moved all the way from Miami to Hollywood, Florida, and me and Bar Kaufman, we went to lunch one day, and all of us, of course, are fans of news radio, and we were Phil Hendry fans. And Bar Kaufman and I go to lunch, come back, and I'm walking down the hallway, and Adam Kirshner, who was the producer of Rick and Suds, he's coming the other way going, dude, did you hear? Phil died. And immediately I thought, Phil Hendry. Like, what? What the fuck? What happened? And I said something to where it was, spewing about, assuming that it was Hendry. And he goes, no. Phil Hartman, News Radio, Saturday Night Live. What? So it was like a fucking 1-2 punch. He hit me once. I'm like, oh shit, what? And then when he said, no, not Phil Hendry, I'm like, oh, cool. And then he said Phil Hartman, like fucking bam. First he hit me in the jaw, gave me a breather, and then hit me in the fucking diaphragm. Fuck. That's not what he, yeah, well, Adam is one of those. But no, he was fucked up too. He didn't enjoy what happened. And then the funny thing is, when I was telling that story, it was Eric. I was telling Eric this because then I realized I was telling that, I hadn't told that story in a while, and I'm telling him that, and then I went, oh, you know what? Adam was also who I was standing there with, along with Bar Kaufman, shooting the shit in a different building. We'd gotten sold again. And now we're in this huge fucking building with 7 stations. We went from 2 to 2 again, sort of. We had FTL for a little bit, but but earlier those studios were the Ron and Ron studios. Oh, I forgot I didn't finish about Bennington. Ron Bennington. He's been diagnosed with cancer, and unfortunately, I'm sitting there watching him with all this, doing the chemo stuff, and I'm like, oh man, I wish he'd listen to that THC stuff. Anyway, I knew I was forgetting something. I kept trying to go back to Ron and Ron. But yeah, it was the Bennington thing, and now I'm lost to where I just was. So now I realized, so that was whenever the year that Phil died. Was that 98 or 97? Phil Hartman. 97 or 98, maybe 99. Well, now in 2001, me and Bark Hoffman and Adam Kirshner are in a different building because we've been sold again. And we're standing there near Mark and I's cubicles, bullshitting about something. And Alan Leiniger, who was one of the production guys, promos, commercials, stuff, he comes up and goes, guys, the a plane just flew into the World Trade Center. I'm like, what? Really? What? And I'm immediately, I think it's just some fucking like prop plane or whatever. And he goes, he didn't exactly know what was going on just yet. I was like, no, it was a bigger plane, but I don't know, but well, shit's going on. And look up, and this is upstairs, and it was all open, and everything was on the sides, and there was an open thing on the second floor. You look down, and there was salespeople and all their cubicles, so there was no closure except for the corners and the studios and offices. But he says this, and then he goes off to his office that was just a little bit ways away, and the three of us are standing there. And then I start noticing people start heading to the corner on the opposite side of the building, which is where the newsroom was, which is a big newsroom, 610 WIOD. And what else were they doing in there? Super Talk was there, of course, as well. And Super Talk 940. Started seeing a lot of people walking that way. And then Adam goes, I love a good news day. And he walks away. And Hoffman and I are just standing there going, huh, what were we talking about? Maybe we should head to the newsroom. Yeah, 9/11, quite a day. But the thing was that it dawned on me that those were many moments with Kirshner, but those two big ones, and in two different buildings. And we had plenty of great moments in the original building with WIOD, where we all originally worked with Phil Hendry and Neil Rogers and Jeff DeForest and Sonny Hirsch, Jim Mandich, Rick and Suds, Terry Griffin. Who was the news guy that I loved that would sit there and smoke cigarettes at his news cubicle for the morning with oh man, he was fucking great. He taught me how to not play car spots back to back, even if they were on the log. Go ahead and move something in the middle, move them around, don't play them back to back. Tom Hopkins. It was so great. Control room was over there, and we'd have the doors open. We were smoked. He was a smoker. I was a smoker. And you could see him across the hall, like from over here. The newsroom would be open. I could see him at his newspaper, just reading, sitting there with his coffee and his cigarette, just reading out of the news from 5 to 6 a.m. until Rick and Suds came on. First news with Tom Hopkins, 610 WIOD. And they would always, and then when they would actually do their little news stories, news breaks, 3 minutes of news, or 4, 5 at the top of the hour, or 4 at the top, 4.5. They would always open with, they were taught to, it was in those days of having a nice opener before starting the actual news, a nice lead. South Florida's pot's not good, it's great. Or one of Terry Griffin's stories on pot. And then Neil had that as a drop. Psst, want to smoke some pot? That's how she opened her newscast once. I think I was the one that pulled that off the tape, too. I turned that into a drop, I believe. Terry Griffin, kind of like a ma, kind of like a radio ma. She always reminded me of my ma. If you're watching, Terry, we're friends on Facebook. Is she funny? Oh, it looks like I just missed the 1:30. That's all right. We don't really care anymore. We got to go do some music. Oh, here's the Instagram thing I wanted to show before we go. Write that one down too. What was this? Instagram. I was on Luigi, my buddy Luigi, who where's the search? Who shot a lot of Lord stuff, the band The Lords, the Doors tribute. Some really good shit. Made us look even cooler than we already are. I was on his show Friday PM again. Last Friday. Was it? Yeah, last Friday. With a couple of comedians. Turns out Adam Grotman on the show. He and I were in LA at the same time. We probably crossed paths, didn't even fucking realize it. He's a comedian. Funny dude. We had a lot of laughs. But they put some clips up. Let's do that share screen thing again. What do we got? Where's the fucking... Oh, because now I put the Nick Searcy thing, the remove from studio. Remove. Don't you love doing it live and being your own producer? It's fucking great. I remember how you do that. What do you fucking... Just fucking do it. Shut up. Instagram. Share screen. Go back. Is it sharing? How we doing? There it is. Then we go back. Let's see. Bunch of clips from Friday PM. You can follow it. There's their thing. What was this one? Play, bitch. Killer Night.
Right.
Yeah. Did you guys ever see the Mitch Hedberg? Is it Hedberg or Heidberg?
Hedberg.
Hedberg that had like a upright bass, and he did his whole set
I
to an
still don't.
upright
I gotta
bass.
look. I gotta look that up.
Oh,
I've seen
okay.
a lot of Mitch, but I've never seen that.
Right.
And then that's not the one. Right near the Toyota dealership.
It's
here
like
it is.
Okay.
it's the Ramada big hotel out there.
Used to be
It's way
Seasons.
in from the street.
Used to be
Gotcha.
Seasons Bar and Grill. Yeah, they do comedy there. I heard. My friend Liv is the new owner. She's owned it for about a year now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they do it. It's the It's way cooler than it was when it was Seasons.
Right,
way
right.
cooler. Right near the Toyota dealer. Right.
Nobody understands each other. So they did the whole scene speaking two different languages at each other. And I was like, they must be just two dialects that are very similar. Oh, no, man, they're very different.
Yeah.
And I was like, why didn't you tell us this? You're just sitting there talking to each other the whole fucking day and you don't even know what each other is saying? And he didn't.
There was something else. Anyway, what else do we want to do? Home. Let's do a little Twitter scroll. Oh, there's Zero Bar and Grill. What are they doing? Storm and Norman. Oh, what was that? Zero Bar. Oh, Cribbage. Oh, it's a little thing that goes back. Oh, open mic Wednesday. Jeez, that's going too fast for me, man. I'm too high for that. You're all caught up? Bullshit. Ooh, Duff McKagan, Guns N' Roses. New post. What do we got? Whoa, dude, it's so loud. What the hell is he doing? Taking pallets and putting them in his house. Look at this shit. This is my Instagram. This is the shit that I come across. Look at this. Look at that shit. That's pretty cool. Huh. How's that for an idea? See, the whip is all about all kinds of things. I don't need to take you off your fucking boots. Now, what do we got this guy? Oh. Whoa. Forest green cinder blocks. That's new. Hey now. We all got to start doing this shit. Hey now. Hey now. I'm Hank Kingsley. Nice. What do we got? Oh, look at that. Fucking Michael Anthony from Van Halen. Still, the man with the shittiest fucking haircut in rock and roll. Wow. Dude, why? Nobody will fucking tell him. Since the 70s. Shittiest fucking haircut in rock and roll. What's this chick doing? Hey, nice sleeve. Caulking sucks. I hate caulking. So fucking messy. She's doing a good job. Yeah, it's bullshit. What happened to all the cock? She spread it out and not show us? I'm still talking about the cock. Wait, it's still dirty. That's pretty cool. That's bullshit there. Why you didn't use a gun? They really used a gun. That was bogus. What do we got here? Hey man, what's with all the hotties? I'm not talking about him. Man, it's all about pallets today. Oh, now a fucking tire. Hey, look at that shit. Yeah, so there you go. Wayne, what do you look at it on Instagram? This is my Instagram feed, Holmes. Oh, we got some bullshit baseball. Aaron Judge, fuck him. Fuck the fucking Yankees. Man, I don't even follow this shit. Oh, what's this dude doing? What's going on here? Is it Metallica? I don't know. Why is it moving so slow? I don't know. You're making me mad. I don't want to do that anymore. All right. Is that even play? Oh my.
Turn any old crate into a mini greenhouse in minutes. Start by bending 2 flexible pipes into arches and pushing the ends into the corner holes. Fill the crate with potting mix.
All right. All right. Stop sharing. Because I guess it's because I have too many fucking windows open. I can't stand the choppiness. It's driving me nuts. And so is this whole picture. What, you son of a bitch. It's supposed to be like that. See? That's perfect. We got Jim. We got me. And then more me. Sorry. Yee-hoo. All right, now that we're at 137, what happened to Andy Kaufman? But that's not how you spell it. I don't know, THC. What happened to Andy Kaufman? But that's not how you spell it. Kaufman was Kauffman, right? No offense. Just you gotta fix those things. Especially when it's yourself, because you're all looking in the mirror. You're just looking at you. You're always looking at you. There's a great idea for a song. You're always looking at you. It almost sounds like it would be a song from Willy Wonka. You're always looking at you. You do, you do, you do. You're always looking at you. You do, you do, you do. Bam. Oh, I did mention the Little Season. Little Season. Of course, it makes me think that it should be a band name because of Mad Season. Lane Staley, Alice in Chains. Their one album. Fucking amazing. That's a super group. Lane Staley from Alice in Chains. Mike McCready from Pearl Jam. Barrett Martin from Screaming Trees. And John, bass player. Big dude that you would never guess was in a rock band. He looked like he would be, the librarian's husband. John, badass though. Even though he didn't have the rock star look, he was a fucking killer bass player, and apparently a really cool dude. That's why McCready and Staley and Martin wanted him to be their bass player. But the band started because a bunch of fucking smack addicts. Not Barrett. He was more like Barrett Martin was kind of like the sponsor, but not. I don't think he ever was that. But he was the sober guy that was, because they were all smack addicts that were trying to stay clean. With Barrett, the drummer, Screaming Trees, fuck yeah, because he dealt with it enough with his own lead singer Mark Lanigan, who was best friends with Lane Staley. Anyway, they were trying to stay clean from smack, and that's why they did the band Mad Season. And what a fucking great album. But that's what it makes me think of, that with JT from JC that follows JC and a bunch of other people talking about we're in Satan's Little Season, which I had never really heard. I'd heard I believe I heard the phrase a couple of times through the years, but nothing that made me go. It was more something that would make me go, move on. But it's been coming along a lot, so that's why I brought it up. But again, still, Little Seasons, still a cool name for a band. Oh, look who's here. Look who's here. Mr. Beckham. No mushy mysteries. What, did you enjoy the turd video, Mr. Beckham? I just shared on Facebook a memory from a clip from a whip from 4 years ago, I think. With me and Beckham and Brett Brock, artist Brett Brock, artist, sometimes comedian Brett Brock. Beckham, one of my biggest fears when I was a kid, the Bears 85 defense. And that was when I was doing the whip in the living room. But if you notice, if you go back to all the whips and all the periods besides the early period, where it started in California, I started doing it before I left California, not 2019. I took a break when I came back here to help Ma. Ma's coming back up for the summer. She'll be here on Thursday. Came back here. Then went down to Florida with her to do stuff at her house. Paint and a bunch of other fix-ups. And then I decided while I was there, hey, let's start doing podcast. This is when it was still audio only. Did a bunch there. And most of those were recorded on White Russians. And really shitty weed. Largo, Florida. I couldn't really find very good stuff for that couple of months I was down there. Anyway, maybe you'll notice on the whips if you go back there. But that was in the 80s, right? I think 80 or 70s. I think Whip 80 or 81 was the first one on video. I think. Before that was just audio like it was radio. Right? Right. And what was my fucking point? As usual, we're lost. Oh, it's because we need a refill? Oh, that one's empty. Oh, I know. Oh. Junkyard. The song Blues. Right in the middle of it. Right before David's little rant. Now I ain't talking about no lightweight peony, any weekend warrior. I'm talking about drinking. Talking about when you got $2 left, you want nothing to eat. You just gotta keep drinking. Talking about when you get home at 3, but you don't make it till 4 because you can't find the door. Went home and straight to my bed. I didn't make it far out of my head. Woke up to the morning light, burned a hole in my brain because the sun's so bright. Reached out for the first thing I could find was a half-drunk bottle of some cheap wine. Some cheap wine. Why are you doing it so? I'm not even fucking, I don't even have any stimulants. Chill, bro. It's funny too because I watch all these other people doing podcasts that weren't doing this. I was doing this, but way before them. Did I ever tell you that me and my ex-wife won a radio award in Miami, the 11th market in the country? Now all I do is see all these fucking youngsters or old folks with these microphones that got to be hanging right in their face like they're fucking Rush Limbaugh. Or Howard Stern. Like, do you see my microphone? No, you don't. You want to see? You want to see the head? You want to see the head? You want to see the head? Where is it? That's all you need. You don't need to see my motherfucking. Usually, that's what you see. But because of the way you'd see more if I went to into this. See, now you see it. But because I'm using this, you don't need to. What the fuck? You don't need to. But everybody's got to have it hanging in. Some of them, of course, they do it because it's got the fucking label as Shure or whatever, and they may be getting some money for it. I don't do ads. Never have, never will. If I talk about something a lot, it's because I love it or I hate it. Okay, now you're turning into a fucking 12-year-old. Perfect. It's what? It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Sounds just about right. It's because I'm hungry and I need dinner. This is about this, if you're outside playing. Remember when you're outside playing with your friends right before dinner, you know, you've been playing for hours, and all of a sudden you get really goofy and you start acting like a fucking wonk. Everybody's just acting the weirdest, and you're laughing and next thing you know, wait, dinner. You know, remember that? That's how it was. So yeah, it's all right. We're healthy. It's almost 4 o'clock. Acting like a donk. Wait. I even sleep like a donk. And I don't want to. Where's my fucking lighter? It's right there. All right, now that we're at 145, oh my God, cigarettes are very expensive, and I've let 2 of them just burn out like a fucking asshole. Yeah, all of a sudden, we're in the revolution where you can't find anything, or you got to pay $100 for a pack of cigarettes, and I'm gonna start remembering all those fucking cigarettes that I let fucking burn, and oh shit, left it sitting in the ashtray, go taking a piss, just every inch of every one of those cigarettes, they really get you. They really get you. Write that one down too. Man, hey, you ever sit there and watch somebody just pull everything right out of their ass? Figuratively, you filthy-minded whip. See, I just said whip, and immediately you're thinking the Guns N' Roses "It's So Easy" video with those scantily clad ladies in leather that are... Shh. Don't go looking that up on YouTube. At the recording of that video, which that video was obviously recorded way back in 88 or so, 89. It wasn't released until a few years ago. If you look it up, it's so the video, the actual video. It's a really cool callback to those days. But they didn't release it until a few years ago, finally. And it turns out that story, during the recording of that show, when they did that, that was where the story comes from, where Axl Rose was threatening to beat the shit out of David Bowie because he was hitting on Erin Everly, who was his girlfriend at the time and future wife for a few months, one of the Everly brothers' daughters. She's the one that Sweet Child of Mine is about. She's in the video. You can pick her out. You know her from other pictures. Look up Erin Everly if you don't know. But that was that whole story that we've all known for Guns N' Roses geeks have known for years about how at some place where was it Bowie? Wait, was that it? Yeah. Yeah, and he chased him down Sunset because they shot that at the Roxy? Or was it the Troubadour? I don't remember. Look that up. Look for yourself. That's what I always say that's one of the things I forgot to say in the last couple of whips because it'd been a while. And it was always, look for yourself. Don't believe a word I say. Look for yourself. Except for if it's my personal shit. Because you don't want to look in there. It'd be like that video that I showed earlier of that lady. Wait, how about that? I really don't know if that's AI or... Because if that's real, oh my God. If you just tuned in, you can go back. There's a video I think I shared from Twitter. Wow. That was something. Wow. 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 Sorry. Because I've made so many, because, I'm the Jesus was a mushroom guy. And that's where the whole thing starts, where it first turned me on to that, where I was like, because it finally answered the whole virgin birth thing. Wait, virgin birth? What the fuck? Well, it's about spores. Spores don't need seed. Wait, what? Spores. The magic mushroom that grows out of cow shit. Jesus was born in a manger in cow dung. Boom. I never envisioned it like that video that I showed earlier from Twitter. I never envisioned it that way. And if you go to that, because you saw it there, you could see where you want to go to Twitter and go to wherever that page was. I don't remember who it was. I've already clicked it off. Go there and look at it and look at the comments. See if anybody mentions anything about magic mushrooms besides me. Just saying. It's all going to be happening after I'm tits up. It's cool. It's fine. Because I don't want, again, I don't care about the treasures here. Except for this one. And this one. And we might as well. We got 10 minutes left. And this one. These are the treasures. Of course, besides your loved ones. And you don't, overdo. You certainly don't overdo this one in front of them. Don't overdo this one. Be cool. Do this one away from them, because usually, for the most part, people don't smoke anymore, and don't need to have you stink. This is mine. I can do whatever the fuck I want. But around friends, I don't do that. I don't smoke in my friends' cars. I don't do shit. I can go for a while without smoking. And when I do go, when I'm around them and they don't smoke, I go away if I'm going to smoke. I don't stand there with them. I walk away. I know it stinks. I've quit before. And after a couple of weeks of not having a cigarette, man, it makes me want to fucking puke. I'll get there again someday, but now they're telling us, of course, nicotine helps for a lot of shit. So why would I quit? Everything's fine. Anyway, but this one, you should do this one around everybody that you know. Because it's natural Xanax. And it makes people cool. And if it doesn't, well, you're just immature anyway. If you're going to act like a fucking donkey dick like I did when I was 15 smoking pot, and you're doing that when you're 40, well, you're the problem, not the fucking weed. Because obviously I'm doing it right. That's why your fucking viewership went from 4 to 2. Again, I don't care. I know. You're in, you're out. And that number is always fucked up. It always was when Susie and I used to do this shit, and I've done it before. Oh, wait. I got a little. Hi, Beckham. Motherfucker, he funny. You know what? Now that I've got the StreamYard thing, bro, and I'm going to do this a little more often, definitely have to have Mr. Beckham back on. Let me know if you want to come back on. Say so here and I'll put it up. Come on, you got 8 minutes. No, you got 7 minutes and 12 seconds to fucking answer. Great sound, by the way. Are you talking about when I was doing right now? This sounds good, or are you talking about the Twitter shit that I was playing, or the Instagram shit that I was playing, or were you talking about the open with Sawyer Brown? What song was it? What song did I start doing? Some girls don't like boys like me. Oh, but some girls do. It is the microphone. Okay, so that did sound okay. So I was right on both. So not right, but I guessed. Yeah, I guessed right on. I gave 4 choices and I was right on 2 of them. So the microphone. So if it was the microphone, then obviously my Sawyer Brown at the beginning. Oh, there's something. Talk about. We got 7 minutes. So yeah, here's some time to kill. All these fucking years, I've been saying my first concert when I was a kid. Besides bluegrass, little festivals and like festivals where there was more local shit with my parents. My first big concert, where I was like in a civic center thing, I've been saying for years. Sawyer Brown, 1985. Sawyer Brown opening, and they had just won Star Search, and the drummer, who's still with the band, from Portland, Maine. So it was a big show for them. Opening, and I've been saying it, that it was Sawyer Brown, Eddie Rabbitt, Kenny Rogers. For years. I know, I saw Eddie Rabbitt. I know I saw Kenny Rogers. I know that night. I go and I just look it up just for the hell, because I'd heard, I don't remember, I came across something about Kenny Rogers, and I was like, wait, man, I did this little thing, we have Civic Center, that was correct, right? And I go and look it up, and it says it was that night in 1985 was Sawyer Brown, Lee Greenwood, and Kenny Rogers. I'm like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? I've never seen Lee Greenwood. I know my mom has. I know I've heard her talk about her seeing Glee. I don't ever remember seeing Lee Greenwood in fucking concert. What are you talking about? And I keep digging, and it just keeps saying Lee Greenwood instead of Eddie Rabbit. And it had to have been a night where like Lee Greenwood was sick or something, and Eddie filled in. It had to, what the fuck? My memory's not that fucked because I text my ma because I went with my ma, and I said, Ma, I said, hey, you got any weed? No. I said, that concert, it was Sawyer Brown, Eddie Rabbit, Kenny Rogers, right? And she said, yes. She replied, yes. And I said, well, fuck, I'm looking it up and it's saying it was Lee Greenwood. And she replies, well, maybe my memory's messed up. What the fuck? I was really hoping you go, no, goddamn. I was hoping for her normal thing. Fuck that shit. No, it was fucking it. That's what I was hoping for. No goddamn way. I remember. And so now I don't, my memory. And that's something I remembered I wanted to do. Just remembered. I was going to say something on Facebook. I was going to write, anybody else go to this? Was it Lee Greenwood or was it Eddie Rabbit? Cumberland County Civic Center, Portland, Maine, 1985. And one of the reasons that I remember it so much was because telling the story is like, oh, all my friends are like, oh, my first concert was Bon Jovi or ZZ Top or, shit from the, 84, 3, 4, 5-ish, Motley Crue or whatever. And mine was always funny. It was like Sawyer Brown, Eddie Rabbit, Kenny Rogers. But my second one was ZZ Top. That's a cool comment in the last couple of minutes. This is a good way to close the show. It's not a show. It's a fucking babble fest. I was born in 65. I definitely smoked weed with my ma. Well, guess what? THC. I got my first time getting high. I realized, I don't know if I know Corvette HTC. I'm still gonna say THC. What was I saying? Oh yeah. I realized the first time I got high on purpose when I was 15, after 2 or 3 tries, because it was such shitty weed, nothing ever happened, and but we were also and drinking beers. But when I finally first got high, then I remember Joe Keats, Larry Cole, again Larry, from the story earlier, Pizza and Stand By Me, and Lee Jordan, who used to share that bedroom back there with me. Him and his ma lived here for a little while, a couple times. I got high with them for the first time, watching Pink Floyd. And anyway, the point being, a couple minutes in, I realized, wait, I know this feeling. I'd had a freak out when I was 8 or 9 from being in the basement, kicking my soccer ball around and hanging out with my dad while he was smoking weed in the basement, doing his soldering with his electronics and stuff, and listening to the Doobie Brothers and shit, and the Spinners. And then I go up to and pull out a book, and I'm like, whoa, shit, look, I'm hearing echoing, and I'm, I just thought that was just something weird that happened and never happened again. Then I get high on purpose for the first time at 15, and I go, wait a minute, I know this. So my point being, yeah, I got high first time with my dad, but not on purpose. Contact high. Yeehaw. And then after I did get high at 15 on purpose at home, and then I go to visit him, my sister goes to bed. It's just me and him watching a baseball game, and he goes, hey, so anybody ever, weed thing, that ever come up at school, blah, blah, friends? I go, yeah, I've gotten high before. He goes, oh, cool. He pulls out a bowl. He goes, yeah, if you're going to get high with me. Yeah, so that was the first time we smoked on purpose together. And what a way to close it. We got 30 seconds left. And I'm just going to say goodbye. And anybody who's been hanging out, thank you much. I think I'm going to go blow my voice out practicing a bunch of songs for the new Creatures. If you're in Maine, July 17th at Zero Bar and Grill. We've got some private stuff coming up too. Oh, we'll also be at Post 197 October 2nd. and some other private stuff too. Anyway, it's been a couple hours. Daddy loves you. Go look for yourself. Don't believe a word of fucking thing I said or whatever or something like that. I know I got to remember to shut off the Rumble stream. Oh yeah, I've been live on Rumble as well. And that's it. Oh yeah, Daddy loves you. And what is it? Messing with my peebles.